Minister of State for Transport, representatives of various agencies, representative of the Chief of Naval Staff, the Road Marshal Corps, ladies and gentlemen. It is with great pleasure that I welcome you all to this occasion today. And may I seize this opportunity to welcome distinguished senators, my colleagues, Honorable Minister, Director General, gentlemen of the press, as well as all invited guests. Permit me once again to appreciate the Chairman of the House Committee on Land Transportation, Honorable Tajuddin Abbas, and the entire members of the committee for painstakingly organizing and conducting this public hearing. It is believed that transportation is as old as human existence. This sector plays a pivotal role in any society, nation, national economies, and development. Countries all over the world are working assiduously to see how this sector can be harnessed properly. For example, China's transport sector contributed over 800 billion yuan in 2021 only, which is approximately 50 trillion naira. This is five times our nation's annual budget. No doubt, if this sector is properly utilized and harnessed, the sector can sufficiently sustain the Nigerian economy and liberate us from the current overdependence on oil. Consequently, it will encourage economic diversification and provide direct and indirect investment and employment to the populace. Another benefit of this bill, when fully operational as a law, is that it will assist in reduction of carnage on our roads, waterways, other means of transportation. For example, indicators confirm that majority of our road and waterways mishaps are caused by human factor, negligence, and lack of proper vehicle maintenance. Statistics has it that Nigeria recorded 3,700 road accidents in the fourth quarter of 2021. This figure is quite alarming and worrisome for a country like ours that claims to be the giant of Africa. In view of the prospects and opportunities in this sector, I must say that this bill is very timely and a laudable initiative of the chairman of this committee. I am glad the committee is poised to ensure that a lot of remarkable transformation is realized in the sector. We as legislators will continue to lend our support in any way possible so as to ensure that we have a robust and working transportation system in our great country. There is no gainsaying that Nigeria Institute of Transport Technology has noble objectives if diligently and efficiently implemented. One of it is to advise government on matters relating to transport and logistics in the country, and many others. It is therefore my sincere belief that if this institute can carry out these noble objectives as amplified in the bill, Nigeria transport sector will go Eldorado in no distant time. In conclusion, therefore, you will agree with me that the sector is a gold mine that needs expertise of seasoned transport professionals who can help actualize potentials in transport sector that will meet best global practices. On this note, ladies and gentlemen, with all pleasure, I declare this public hearing open, and I wish you all a fruitful and successful deliberation. God bless you all, and God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you.
The Right Honorable Speaker, House of Representatives, ably represented by the Deputy Leader of the House, Honorable Peter Patterson, distinguished Honorable colleagues, Honorable Minister of State Transport, representative of the Chief of Naval Staff, the DG, NITT, and your board chairman and the board of NITT, other representatives of agencies here present, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, a very good morning to you all. Transportation is fundamental and pivotal to every society. It possesses the proficiency to create jobs for our teeming populace, support essential services such as healthcare or education, propel economic development, and conveniently connect people seamlessly. Research by the World Bank depicts that developing and underdeveloped countries have not fully harnessed and maximized the potentials of the transport sector. It is pertinent to Nigeria as well. Also, statistics for developing countries show that 1 billion people still live more than 2 kilometers away from an all-weather road. But even at that, developing countries have an alarming figure of road mishaps, which stood at about 1.3 million per annum. This statistics is quite worrisome, and Nigeria is faced with the quagmire of road mishaps. The House Committee on Land Transport is aware of all these menaces and is working assiduously to see how it can be brought to a halt or to the barest minimum. Here today before us is the Nigeria Institute of Transport Technology Bill, which has brought industry players, professionals, and the general public to a one-day public hearing to see how we can brainstorm and bring to bear our experiences and knowledge to make the bill a better one. The House Committee on Land Transport is desirous to formulate laws that will turn around this sector within the shortest possible time. Countries such as China, India, United Kingdom have transport institutes which serve as their repository of knowledge or data bank that guide them in the transport sector. We as a nation must wake up if you intend to recognize and respect and be respected in the Committee of Nations. It is therefore imperative that we upgrade and equip the Nigeria Institute of Transport Technology to a world-class institution so that it can compete favorably with other transport institutions and as well as provide services, solutions, and recommendations that can transform the Nigerian transport system to a global hub. If the Nigerian Institute of Transport Technology is upgraded, I believe neighboring countries will in no distant time come to the Institute to learn and train for the good of their own people too. Looking at other transport institutes around the globe, such as India, China, United States of America, etc., where their transport institutes have been properly empowered, you will all agree with me that they have laudable and significant growth in their transport sector and their GDP as well. These institutes have trained both local and international professionals, road users, and also the general public on various aspects of transport. Significantly, the rate of their road accidents have reduced drastically, and the lifespan of their roads are around 10 to 15 years. It is high time we embrace these realities. On this note,
Assembly, but especially an honor, a privilege, and an utter delight to be before your committee once again, Mr. Chairman and honorable members. Let me leave it at that. As I say, if you know, you know. I am delighted at the opportunity afforded by this public hearing to engage once more with the Honourable Chairman and members of the House of Representatives Committee on Land Transport, as well as with major stakeholders in our nation's transport sector, who have gathered here today to contribute to the future of the Nigerian Institute of Transport Technology, NITT. Let me commence by expressing my appreciation to the Honourable Speaker of the House of Representatives, Right Honourable Femi Gbajabiamila, the leadership of the House, and of course the Honourable members, for the favourable legislative environment that has fostered greater cooperation and collaboration between the Federal Ministry of Transportation and the various committees of the House in our common patriotic task of improving Nigeria's transport sector and positioning properly as the engine of national economic growth. This public hearing offers another opportunity to contribute to the lawmaking process in respect of the evolution of an institution that is critical to the development of qualified and competent manpower in our country's transportation sector. NITT is one of the key institutions under the supervision of the Federal Ministry of Transportation, and it is the Ministry's objective that it should be supported and encouraged to achieve its full potential to become an institution of global standing that within the next few years will also hopefully be a self-funding institution. I therefore convey the full support of the Federal Ministry of Transportation to the present legislative initiative by way of a bill to repeal and reenact the Nigerian Institute of Transport Technology Act. Since it came into effect on the 14th of March 1986, the NITT Act has not been amended. Given the need to respond to changing circumstances, including the need to streamline the membership of its governing powers and align its staff policies with those of other academic institutions, the Ministry supports the general principle of the bill, which is geared towards ensuring that NITT becomes a more professional, practical, and future-driven institution which will serve as a hub to produce the much-needed manpower in our nation's transport sector. As Nigeria's economy continues to expand, the transportation sector will be required to adjust to changing realities and provide logistic and carriage solutions to service this expected expansion. This bill, from our evaluation, is designed to ensure that we put in place a foremost national institution to address our potential manpower requirements to achieve this objective. We look forward to the aggregation of views from other stakeholders in the sector during this public hearing to ensure that the
It's very important to us because the NITT is a very big institute, important organ of government in the transport sector. FRS has been working with them and will continue to work with them. We have a lot of engagements because they constitute the think tank transport sector, while the FRSC is a traffic law enforcement agency. We do a lot of research, and we have a lot of national data that we collect and keep the database. So some of the data we have, NITT make use of it. Then we also have some committees that we set up to achieve our mandate, and NITT is part of it. And then in the Nigeria road safety strategy, the NITT has a major role to play. So that's why we're here to support the bill and also raise issues that will make the bill successful and also make the organization become stronger.
So what's the position of the road safety on this?
Our position is to support it and also raise.
Because what we are getting from the federal road safety is not enough. It's not enough at all. They might be hiding it. Now, I want to tell you that in Nigeria, there is no driving school for tricycle. We don't have a driving school. Yet we are picking driver's license from them. So you give me driver's license and you have no school for me to be trained. We have been saying this. I've applied to them for driving school. They turned it down. They were doing it as if you are not a retired road safety, you can't own a driving school in Nigeria. Then the road safety, excuse me, yeah, I'm saying the fact. My file is there. Now, the road safety, as you see, there is no driving school for trailers in Nigeria. There is no single driving school for trailers. There is no single driving school for motorcycle in Nigeria. That accounts for the number of accidents and the behavior of this set of untrained people on the road. I went to road safety, they say they have porters. All their porters is just for motor cars. Just for if you want to ride crane, you know where to go and let it. Besides, anything other than motor car, road safety doesn't cover. So I want this institute to find a way of covering these things. We are suffering this thing for long. So let it be captured in this act. Please. Secondly, I want to support that section 17 for that new revenue you want to drive. I want to support it. You see, page 14 there. I want to support it. The road transport is our system is highly updated. So when we repeal this law and come up with something like this, everything will be fine. We don't want to pay taxes. The revenue of every trade union in Nigeria, in the organized sectors like banks, federal civil service, the ministry will just, or the employer, whether Julius Berger, they will cut the union percentage, and credit the union account. But in the transport sector, it's not like that. That is why you see agro everywhere. So if there is a way you are going to do this thing, you recognize the recognized unions, things will not be going anyhow. Then if we are getting paid from you, it's even better than we putting selling tickets, fighting, kill people for Lagos, this can stop it. This can stop it. Take charge, because the Federal Ministry of Labour will register us as union, but how we get our revenue is by counting agro system. I don't understand. Then let me add the issue of tax that a colleague here is saying no. In Nigeria, there is no motor park. Abuja has only one motor park, Jabi Park. Any other place you see park in Abuja and Lagos is roundabout. Roundabout. And if you go to Nasarawa State, all the parks in Nasarawa State, they are people's properties. They are people's property. No union owns a park in Nigeria. Even unions that have existed for 40 years. They don't have a C of O of a plot of land that belongs to them. So it's obvious that it is an agency of government like this that should take charge of this thing. Come to Tricycle. Tricycle has no park in Abuja. The park that I struggle to weed the place at Baripa when I was Abuja chairman, one big man has collected it. At Baripa Express, that became park. Somebody has taken it. After about 8 years of labor of clearing, there is no ministry, nowhere to go and say this place should be for care in this estate. Nowhere to go. So if an agency of government can be in charge, we know how many people have been killed in Makodi in different places when our sister unions resign, they are fighting for back. Local government chairman will say, I go, the state government will say, no, give it to you. Know that kind of a thing. So this should be done right in this our sector once and for all in this country. So let it be such that if you want to have a sir? I'm sorry. All right. Thank you. Let me go to my final point. Now, my final point is on the issue of being represented in the board or whatever by worker members of unions, turn by turn. Now, I want this bill to capture the recognized registered unions for each industry first, before you know who will come and represent them. Because what we do, I can talk to you. Because what we do, unregistered unions will come and say, now we the charge. Registered union will come and overshadow others. In fact, we don't have clear jurisdictional scope of operation on the road. Our unions, look at me, look at Richard, look at NITT. We are in court to them. We have more than 12 court cases, me and them. Do you understand? All covering on jurisdiction. I didn't mention somebody's name. I said Toan and every article of Richard. It's there in my. We are in court to them everywhere. Appeal court, National Industrial Court, this. So this ministry should recognize when we submit our registration documents, you can ask from the agency that registers of Federal Ministry of Labour, what is the jurisdiction of these people, then you recognize that. If you go to the Registry of Trade Unions, you have everybody's jurisdiction. Then the fight we are fighting outside, you come in, because you are the owner of the party, and settle it. This will go normal. This will go normal. Thank you very much. So I hope that tricycle will be captured as a mode of transport in this repeal we are doing. That is one. Another issue is that in our tricycle industry, there is no driving school. And I see that NITT even give
subsection 1A of the Principal Act that the words one representative of the Chartered Institute of Transport be substituted with the words one representative chosen in rotation from among the institutes of transport administration of Nigeria. That will accommodate Toyota on the board to enable Toyota to contribute to the curriculum development and training program of NITT. This is our major contribution. We have submitted our memo and it is very comprehensive. The reason Toyota has to be on the board is because Toyota is the only private sector-driven institute of transport that to date has the imprimatur of the National Assembly through Act No. 27 of 2019 that empowers it to create council for the regulation of council for the registration of transporters.
Hello, thank you so much, sir.
Both rail, road, air transport, and all modes of transport, including inland waterways. So those people who are really exposed or who are still exposed to various levels of risk on the road and in the various transportation media, those are the beneficiaries of this amendment. And I can also tell you that with this amendment, when it's going through and it's signed into law, it's going to create a lot of jobs. Because this looks at the area of transportation technology, development in the technology, transportation technology, development of human capital. I'm talking about skilled human capital in the areas of technology, in the transport sector, and as well as having people trained in the various areas of transportation sector. So this bill is going to create a lot of jobs. It's going to make our roads safer. It's going to create a safer transportation sector in Nigeria across the different transportation means: railroad, air, pipeline, inland waterway. So it's a lot of advantages and a lot of values that come with this amendment. So I think it should be the prayer of all Nigerians that this bill is signed into law, is passed, Thank you very much.
Today, the Honorable Minister of State for Transportation, Distinguished Senator Gbemi Saraki, had earlier conveyed the position of the Federal Ministry of Transportation to this esteemed committee. And so my duty now at this stage is therefore to say that for the purpose of the technical session, the Federal Ministry of Transportation adopts the speech of the Honorable Minister of State as its presentation and position to this committee. And we will make copies of that speech in the number that was required, 50 copies and a soft copy, available to the committee immediately after this session. I thank you, Mr. Chairman.
As collaborating agency with them, they can attest to the fact that in 2018, we had one of the best conferences in this country, held in Kaduna, Ariwa House. So, to this end, because of our own importance as critical stakeholders in NITT, we support all the contents of the bill, and we so request that this should be included in the governing council. Thank you.
Nigerian Center of Media and Highways and Transportation Division totally support this bill that this proposed bill for NITT. We have further made one suggestion on page 10. Under Part 2, staff of the institute Part 2, staff of the institute under the appointment of the Director General of the institute. We suggested that a person to be appointed as the Director General of the institute shall be a holder of PhD in transport and logistics. Then we added transportation engineering in view of the enormous relationship between transportation planning, transportation engineering, and logistics. Apart from that,